Hey, what's up?
Will.
Hello.
Hey, Matt.
You've got Rach?
Hey, Rach. Question for you. Let me ask you a question. Did you buy Dogecoin? Do you own any Dogecoin?
I do.
One of my highest percent returns while trading and investing is something that I knew absolutely nothing about before I decided to put a little bit of money into it. So in this video, I'm going to break down the ridiculousness surrounding Dogecoin and whether or not it's something you should consider for yourself. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I'm not really big into crypto. I bought Ethereum at the top like a chump back in 2017 when it was like $800, and it's taken me years to break even on that, but now it's around $2,200, so it has paid off. And then other than a few Bitcoin trades here and there, that's about the extent of my foray into crypto. Now let's talk about Dogecoin. This was created in 2013 as a joke by two software engineers from IBM and Adobe.
One day I sat down at home with a beer and I just sat there. I bought Dogecoin.com. That's a bit funny. And I slapped the Doge face onto a coin and just put it live. And I wake up the next day to heaps of retweets. And my co-founder, who's based up in Portland, had messaged me and said, "Hey, I found that you can change I forked the Bitcoin source code or the Litecoin source code, and you can change the font to Comic Sans." I'm like, ooh, okay, we gotta do this. Like, that's hilarious.
Using this Shiba Inu pup as its mascot along with this super serious website, it's pretty easy to dismiss Dogecoin altogether. But pretty quickly it gained traction thanks to the Reddit community, and within a week after launching, it became the second most popular form of tipping people online. And then in January of 2018, it hit a $2 billion market cap. Elon Musk has dubbed it the people's crypto, and for a good reason. Dogecoin touts its low barrier to entry, ease of use, and friendly community as its advantages over other cryptocurrencies. It's relatively fast and the transaction fees are low. There's also been a lot of talk about how Dogecoin has an unlimited supply. Right now, there are about 120 billion Dogecoins in circulation, and each year 5 billion new coins are added to the supply. Since coins are added over time, it's really only an infinite supply over infinite time. But since you have a lot of supply and a low price, it's become a liquid, free-flowing, peer-to-peer digital currency and treated less as an investment like Bitcoin or Ethereum. So let's say you want to send $10 in crypto to someone. With Bitcoin, you'd send about 0.00016434143 Bitcoin. You could just send about 40 Dogecoins instead. While it's a simple psychological distinction, it does add to the usability of Doge. And while you have other forms of crypto that accomplishes some of this, Dogecoin has the memes, the community, and Elon Musk leading the entire Doge army. At the time of filming, Dogecoin is currently up to 34 cents, with a lot of hype surrounding it in the media. It hit a high of 45 cents on April 16th before cooling off over the weekend, and is up 6,554% year to date, which is absolutely nuts. So if you feel like you missed out on Doge and wondering if it's too late to get in, let's talk about that. First, let's compare it to something like a fiat currency, meaning any established money often regulated by a government. If you have $100 in USD and you toss it in your piggy bank and leave it there for 20 years, in the year 2041, that $100 won't have as much buying power as it has today. That makes this currency inflationary, and you'll likely feel incentivized to spend or invest that money today so it doesn't lose value over time. So what about something like Bitcoin? Bitcoin is considered by many to be deflationary, which essentially means its buying power increases over time. If you bought one Bitcoin in March of 2011 for $1, well, today that same Bitcoin is worth about $55,000. So your incentive here would be to not spend it, but rather hold on to it, hoping that in a few years it'll be worth much more. So in this case, Bitcoin is more of a store of value and less of a currency. Like the guy who bought 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoins in 2010. Today that would have been worth over $500 million. Whoops. Now back to Dogecoin. For it to really take off as a cryptocurrency, people need to be able to spend it. Mark Cuban has been an early adopter with this by allowing people to buy Dallas Mavericks tickets and merch using Dogecoin. Another thing that could help is Coinbase bringing Dogecoin to their platform. They are the largest crypto exchange in the US and they just went public, but as of yet, they have not allowed the buying and selling of Dogecoin. When they do, however, I would expect the price to rise in value. Just makes it more available to the masses. And of course, next time Elon Musk tweets about it, we could see a spike again as more and more people don't want to be left out. My view with this is the same as it was with GameStop and other meme stocks. When something has grabbed hold of the public's attention and rocketed up in price, I would be very cautious about entering a new position, especially something like Dogecoin where it's not designed to increase dramatically in valuation and has limited potential by design. With this, I take the approach of invest only what you're willing to lose. If you want to join in on the fun and maybe even see it turn into a profitable play, that's totally fine, but also be okay if it drops back down to a penny. When I saw it trending on Twitter back in January, I looked it up on Robinhood and thought, okay, it's a little over 1 cent. I can buy 210 coins for less than a coffee at Starbucks. So I did. Right now, that 250 is worth $69. So for me, it's close to zero risk to be part of the fun. And in hindsight, it would have been cool to drop my entire life savings and ride off into retirement, but oh well, that's the nature of investing and trading. So I'm actually in the middle of writing the script for this video, and I've convinced myself to put a little bit more money into Dogecoin. So right now I have 442 Dogecoins. Let's go. Tomorrow is also 420, which, tying in with the meme culture surrounding Dogecoin, could be just a goofy enough, well, I'm not sure if catalyst is the right word, but we may see a bump in price with fans calling it Doge Day 420. And you even have Slim Jim embracing Dogecoin and the meme culture, which is likely just clever marketing, but it still does bring some legitimacy to the coin. The whole thing is pretty lighthearted and silly, but that could very well be what makes it successful. It's immune to jokes and ridicule because it itself started off as a joke. But at some point, the majority of people who did hop into Dogecoin who weren't already into the crypto space, they will probably get bored and sell or just be left holding the bag if it drops in price. For the counterpoint, all this attention around Dogecoin could be what propels it to become adopted for quick and cheap peer-to-peer transactions, and the price will likely stabilize. The big question is, in what range does it stabilize? Remember, markets are based on supply and demand, and there is quite a bit of supply with over 129 billion coins. Now, when am I gonna sell? I'm not entirely sure. I like to see Coinbase add it to their platform and see how the price reacts. This is very low stakes for me, so I'm happy with whatever happens. But I did want to get some other perspectives, so I'm gonna call a few friends and see if they bought Dogecoin and when they're looking to sell it.
Hello.
Hey, Matt.
Hi, Daniel.
Question for you.
Yes.
Do you own any Dogecoin?
I do.
I do own Dogecoin.
No, I thought about chasing it, but I ended up not buying any.
How much did you buy it for?
Okay, I bought it twice. I put 50 in when it was at 7 cents. And then I put $10 more in when it dipped to 5 cents. I have 826 of them now, and my equity is $270.
So what percentage up are you?
352%.
I heard about it, and I had some money that I could play around with. I think it was 2 months ago when I bought Dogecoin. So I think I got it it was the day when it swung up from like 0.03 to like 0.09. And it was on the way down. I thought it was going to bounce and go back up, so I bought it at like 0.06.
Why did you not buy Dogecoin?
I mean, I kind of knew it was a joke, so I just don't believe the product at all.
But you bought other crypto before?
Yeah, I have Ethereum and Bitcoin.
Nice, okay.
And Ripple and Litecoin.
Okay, but you're probably going to stay away from it.
If it goes down to 22 cents, maybe.
Okay. So if you want to get your paws on some Dogecoin, let's talk about how you can do that. The simplest way may just be buying it through Robinhood, but Robinhood does have some reliability issues, like when they recently had to halt crypto trading, and of course their whole ethical fiasco as of late with GameStop. Even though it's what I use to buy Doge, it's not really what I would recommend. The other consideration is when you buy crypto through Robinhood, you don't actually own it. Really, it's Robinhood's crypto that they're crediting to your account. You can't buy crypto on Robinhood and then send it out to another party. It's just for buying and selling the coin itself inside the app. They are working on developing a crypto wallet where you will be able to send and receive crypto, but that's not currently the case. So since you can't yet buy it on Coinbase, other platforms like Kraken, Voyager, or Binance may be an option for you to consider, but of course, do your research on each platform before using real money. So while I do think putting your money into Dogecoin is risky, I think it does have potential to be adopted into the mainstream. But as always, if you choose to buy, use money that you're okay with losing. Between Elon's tweets, Reddit, meat sticks, and a lot of attention brought to this cryptocurrency, who knows? After all this meme dust settles, Many early adopters may end up as Dogecoin millionaires. Well, that's all for this video. If you would do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button, that would really help this channel out. And consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. So Matt, you were the first person to tell me about Bitcoin, like what, 2009 or something? That was like the first time I heard about Bitcoin. So you were kind of like early, you were ahead on the whole crypto space.
Yep, yeah, and that's why I'm sitting in one of 5 mansions right now.
Not bad. Maybe I should be taking investment advice from you.
I know, I was thinking about starting a finance channel.
All right, well, I'll see you downstairs in a minute.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.